Good morning or evening, family. Whatever side of the diaspora that you're on. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm not going to be on here very long today, at least not with this video, but I'm just going to talk about something real quick that disturbed me quite magnanimously, let me say. I was listening today to a couple arguing. Actually, the argument was pretty one-sided. And I'm so used to never, ever, ever hit a woman under any circumstances, And it's almost like a mantra that we say or that we use. But I wonder, does anyone tell women you may never, ever, ever hit a man under any circumstance? You may never, ever, ever berate, belittle, agitate, throw ashtrays, kick, bite, scratch men and expect nothing in return. In fact, I think it's rather ludicrous, in all honesty and fairness, to even say that men are the more violent sex, or gender, rather. Especially after what I just heard a few minutes ago. I am just so disappointed. I saw a woman arguing with her fiance, boyfriend, whoever, and he was trying his best to calm her down, to keep her emotionally calm enough to the point where it wasn't embarrassing and she was putting on the show. And it seemed that the more he tried to calm her down and tell her, we can straighten this out, let's bring your voice down, and baby, come on, it seemed the louder she got. The more audience she thought she had, the more she felt the need to show off. And I just found it appalling. I found it disrespectful. And the more humiliating I found, the part I found more humiliating was when she began to throw stuff at him. I don't know what happened to the couple because I had to pull off and I eventually had to leave from the spot that I was in. But what I wanted to say was that if that guy ended up kicking her behind or slapping her because he couldn't take anymore, and he goes to jail, while I understand why he went to jail, I'm just looking at that relationship and saying, if you're in a relationship like that, you have to get out. Because that person is going to probably get you to catch a case, and you don't deserve that case. She deserves the case, not you. It's almost like being a health inspector. I realized that everyone thought that the pit bull and Rottweiler had the highest propensity to bite, but they did not. It's the child. And so while the pit bull and the Rottweiler does more damage with their bite, it was the child that had more bites, per se. So it's real difficult when we start saying things that are very gender-based, sexist. And one of them is that a man should never ever hit a woman under any circumstance. I like to take that a little further and say that a woman should never ever hit a man under any circumstances. She should not berate him. She should not tear him down. She should not follow him all throughout the house and out the door, threatening to commit suicide or threatening to do things if he doesn't do what she says. Actually, it sounds like that person has a personality disorder, some kind of anger problem, and you probably, no matter how you feel for that person, are going to be doing yourself a great service if you get away from them. You can only do yourself a disservice if you stay in a relationship with a person like that. And the only reason I decided to make a comment about it is because I know a little bit something about that. I had a person who was diagnosed as a borderline personality disordered person, and it was one of the most worst nightmares that I could have ever been in, and I'm still on the road to recovery and recovering my self-esteem from the way I allowed myself to behave in that relationship. That person was just doing who they were. I was the one who had to do the work on myself to decide why I was even accepting this type of treatment. And I suggest to the young man that I saw today, there was no love in that. When you embarrass somebody like that, and when the person is that far out of control, because they can't love themselves if they act that way. So they certainly cannot love you. Okay? This is your host, Khadijah, in the mental house. I'm glad that you out there. Please hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.